The attitudes and opinions expressed in this podcast result from the general insanity of the Caveman Mafia and its... Are you serious? Who wrote talent here?
Hey, just read the fucking words.
All right, whatever. The Caveman Mafia and its talent do not reflect the views of their respective employers, serve as commentary on the quality of their upbringing, or confirm the failure of our public school system. Please direct all complaints to junkmail@thecavemanmafia.com.
Welcome to the Caveman Mafia podcast, your weekly sit down with the guys at the club. Life isn't politically correct, and neither are we, so send the women and children to bed, grab a drink and a fine cigar, and relax. It's time to do this thing of ours. Welcome to episode 36 of the Caveman Mafia podcast. I'm your host, the Stepfather, and I'm joined by my captains, Greg.
Hello.
And Al.
Hi.
Wow, don't sound so happy to be here, Al.
I won't.
You sound a little bit miserable. Everything's going okay. Well, we'll get to you in a little bit, I guess.
We'll get to everything. We'll get to all the complainings going on this week. Apparently, there's a lot going around.
Well, yeah, this must have been a bad week. A lot of things to talk about. a couple of updates. Next week there will not be a regular show because we will be attending PenCon. We're going to try to do something. It'll be a surprise if it works, if we get to do it.
Be a surprise to me.
It'll be posted, and hopefully you'll enjoy that too if it works and we get it laid out right.
Or not.
So part of the purpose of this the big show, what we call it, the Caveman Mafia podcast, is for everybody to get together and talk about life and how things are going, just like you would shoot the shit with your buddies when you're all hanging out together. And so what we want to do is we want to include you in the process. Maybe you're a little scared to come in and come on the mic, be a guest host on the show.
I don't want to include you. I don't care
I'd be
what you say.
scared of Al.
So
I don't care what you say.
You got to sit next to him too. That's
in the next week or so on our website, thecavemanmafia.com, you should see a tab on it that is a speak pipe tab, which will allow you 90 seconds to record your voice ranting about the problems that you have had that week.
Can we use it?
And then it may make its way onto the episode where we'll discuss your problems and see if we can solve them as friends together.
Oh no!
You better impress me, because otherwise it's not going to be on the show.
God forbid anybody take our advice.
I wouldn't take my own advice.
But what are friends for other than to steer each other in the wrong direction?
Like, true.
Yeah. Then watch
That should be on a T-shirt.
Sure, that shirt looks great on
Right.
you.
Then watch the car accident happen and you laugh.
Exactly. You got to be such an asshole for listening to me.
Yeah, that shirt where it says "You love vagina." Wear that in public.
But let's do what we always do at the beginning of the show and go around and say how our week
Let's
has
bitch.
been.
Greg, you bitch first.
Oh, so many things to.
You're in
bitch
the number
about.
one seat, so
So many
have
things
at
to
it.
bitch about this week. At work, that site that got hacked, one of my customers' sites got hacked again in the same way. So that means there's hidden files somewhere in there. But
mystery.
I know what it's doing, but I don't know what exactly is doing it. So sometimes when I look at all that code, like all the backlogs, I don't understand it. I wish sometimes I knew more about that stuff, but I don't know much.
You know what to do? Just erase the whole thing and start over.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear.
nuke it.
That works.
Just make sure you save some.
Just make sure you
save game files.
Yeah.
So I had that, and then the artist called. The artiste.
Oh, yeah. It's
been a while. Yeah, he called.
Oh, that guy, the crazy
What was
motherfucker.
bad about it is that he called and talked to my boss, and my boss really didn't want to deal with him, or he wasn't making sense. So he took his phone number down, and I was told to call him.
Yes.
So here I go. I call this fucking guy. It sounds like he's watching like Wheel of Fortune about like on 20,000 decibels volume. Like it's in the background. You could just tell he wasn't ready for a call, and he should have turned the TV down before he picked up the phone. But he goes on for like 15, 20 minutes about where he lives now and that he's doing this new project, but the AC, something about the AC, I really don't know what the fuck he was talking about. I'm like, I guess he did a project, another new project that he wants me to photograph, but he's like, if I need you to come out here, I'm like, I'm not coming out there.
You're going to see the mural.
Yeah. So
The mural to Greg.
I guess he built something that can't be moved that was outside, and he can't photograph it because his AC, his central air unit, is behind it. But that's what I get. Like, it's like a puzzle. It's a mystery
So
when
is
I
he
talk to this
expecting
guy.
you to take like a green screen or something to lay behind it?
I don't know what the fuck he wants me to do. But so we sat on this, like, because nobody called him. Like, my one boss was going to call him, and then it went to my other boss, and he was going to call him for me. But then I decided, screw it, I'm going to call him. There it goes. Fucking call him. And
so you get to charge extra for going to site?
Well, the guy couldn't even tell where he lives. He couldn't. He's had to spell it out, and he spelled it out like TRE. It was like Presidential Arms. I know he lives in Presidential Arms because I know where he lives now because we talked about it. But every now since he had the stroke, he thinks he just spells it out. It's like TRESI. I'm like Presidential Arms. He's like, yeah, you know. And he was so happy that I called. It was like nobody ever calls him. I was like,
He might be a lonely old man.
he's a lonely old man.
But
But
get him
that's
to call the podcast.
but that's not what I want to.
90 seconds though. That's
90
all he's got.
Oh, you don't. Oh, you couldn't get him for 90 seconds. So the thing I want to complain about the most, though, is I got into this. I want to bring it up as a conversation. Do you
Okay.
want me to wait and come back around so we talk about it longer, or do you want me to go ahead and talk about it now?
You can talk about it now.
Okay, so
If we don't like it, we'll just say, shut up, Greg, and move on.
You're dumb. How was your week?
That was stupid.
at a friend,
You don't have those.
we started
Those are
talking.
really-
We started talking about dogs.
Okay.
Okay, and this you're good at this, and you have dogs too. We started talking about how pet owners push their opinions about pets on other people. Meaning,
Clarify.
I have a friend that has a huge dog.
Right.
He's a nice guy. His dog's a great dog, but his dog barks and growls at everybody when at odd moments. So like how dogs are kind of unpredictable. Now,
At
when I
odd
was
moments?
well, okay, I like dogs, but for some reason, some dogs know when you don't like them. That whole thing is
So you shouldn't have a problem because you like dogs.
Yeah, they can smell the emotion.
Well, okay, so if a
They
dog
smell
came
the
up to
fear
me,
off that
I put
one.
my hand down below their eye level, and I'll pet them like your dogs. I love your dogs. They don't have a problem with me. They're not snappy. They're not barky at me. I mean, they bark because they want to come out and they're excited.
Right.
That's different. Now, I went over. I went over to my neighbor's house. He asked me to help him move 2 cabinets. I put him down there. His dog came downstairs, growling down the stairs. He goes, "Oh, he's no bother. He's no bother. He's okay." I don't know this dog.
Right.
I don't know what this dog is going to do. I put my hand down. The dog growls. He goes. He's like, "Okay, go get." He goes and gets a treat. He goes, "Give him the treat. He'll love it." The dog growls and goes up the steps without the treat. I'm like, I don't know this dog. I don't trust this dog.
That sounds aggressive to me.
A little bit.
Well, okay, so we started talking about that very thing with my friend at work, and
That very thing.
he said, "Well, you just don't understand dogs. You're not a dog person." I go, no.
No, that
I don't
doesn't have
have
anything to do with
I
you.
don't have to trust dogs. I like dogs. Like I love your dogs. I'll pet your dogs or whatever because
I think he likes your dogs.
well, no,
A little too much.
he's that
I'd say
that goes
75.
into the other thing of if you're gonna have a dog the size of a fucking horse, you train the fucking dog so
Right.
that it doesn't jump on kids, or you know the limitations of the dog. We just got into this
Or
whole
you
conversation.
restrain it.
We got into the conversation of. Well, because I said, well, if I was walking a little dog and somebody came down the street with a big dog and the dog just charged at my dog, what should I do? He
Kick
goes,
him in
well,
the chest.
if you were a dog person, you'd understand and you wouldn't get mad. I'm like,
No.
fuck it.
What the fuck's that mean?
No, because whenever my dogs behave that way, I'm embarrassed for myself because the dogs do that. But I keep them on a short leash and I keep them under control, so they're not going to get away.
Right.
No, there's not I understand that you didn't train your dog properly.
Right. Well, see, that's the conversation that we got into, and
Right.
he was just like, "Well, you don't understand. The dog can tell that you're afraid of dogs, and that right there carries over, and you're never gonna." I'm like,
But that doesn't have anything to do with it.
well, I don't
If
take
they're-
my
if they're-
cats when people come over
Right.
and sit them on people's laps. I'm
Yeah.
not pushing my opinion of pets on you. Like, okay, so you're not a dog person. I'm not going to just assume that everybody's a dog person and they'll understand why my dog is charging you.
Right.
Or whatnot. And your dogs are trained. Like, you had them from the beginning, you had them trained. So,
Sort of.
It's just pretty simple. If you find someone in your house, they shouldn't be fearful of anything. And a growling
Right.
dog is something
Right.
to be worried about.
well, every time I've gone
Especially
to
if it's
this
a large
guy's house,
dog.
his dog's been barking the shit at him, like barking at me, and he's like, "Oh, she's just a big pushover." I don't know this, and the dog's the
Right.
size of a fucking horse.
But that a lot of that is the socialized. the dog is not socialized. The dog doesn't sound like it goes and spends time with other people, other dogs. You know what I mean? You have to get them to relax around uncomfortable surroundings.
Well, he says that the dog's fine whenever you take the dog out, but when he's at home, he protects the house. And if I come over to his house, the dog's barking at me as if I just murdered somebody or something, and I go, all right, so then it's up to me not to come to your house.
No, but then see that's on the owner. The owner needs to to teach the dog.
Yeah.
That whenever you're shaking hands with him, then you've been accepted. That goes back to training,
right?
And again, him socializing the dog correctly.
Yeah, I mean, it just got into this weird thing because it just like pushing his values, and some people do that. They just think, well, because I'm a dog person, everybody must be a dog person, and everybody.
Right.
And maybe I don't have dogs, but I'm intimidated by dogs because I don't trust them. Like 1 minute, and most dogs are a little bit bigger, and it's not like you can. If a big dog came at you, what are you supposed to do? I don't want to hurt somebody.
Kick him in the chest.
Yeah.
Kick him in the chest. That's what we were told in Aura. And whenever I took my dog
really?
to get they have a breastplate like we do.
Uh-huh.
So if you kick them between their front two legs, you're going to hit them and just knock the wind out of them. Unless you're like hauling off, like you're trying to punt like a 60-yard field goal or something like that, you're not going to take a dog like that out. But you will win the shit out of the dog, and it'll be okay.
Oh,
that's
not how we learn. We learned to stop, drop, and roll. Let's fire shit.
If the dog is trained correctly, if you with your hands, you like take your hands and you kind of hold them at yourself like you're trying to cover up in fear, the dog should recognize that as submission and leave you alone. But again, you're talking about somebody who's not socializing their dog to behave that way.
Well, one of my wife's friends said that she just got attacked when she was out on a walk with her dog, and a dog came at her, and she fell and tore her ACL because of it. Like that kind of stuff happens all the time, doesn't it? It's just like these.
It would because people don't know how to react towards it, and I wouldn't have known had I not been at a training. Taking my dog to training classes where that's how it don't haul off, but if the dog's getting that close, then that'll. If a dog is coming that close to you and they're not on a leash and they're not being handled, then it's a wild animal.
Well, I don't know. Like,
put it down.
Quite often, I'm like I've been doing a lot more walking around the neighborhood stuff,
right?
And I don't know how many times I go past the house I don't go past often, and out of nowhere, this huge dog just runs out and it almost jumps over the fence,
right?
And then you see the people sitting on the porch going, "Oh, he's harmless." I don't fucking know that,
right?
I don't know your dog. Like, I don't know. It just got into this really weird thing. I mean, it's the same people that have snakes and spiders and stuff as pets and go, "Oh yeah, they're harmless."
Right?
Yeah. Fuck you if your snake got loose in my apartment building or something. It would be a different story.
I'm guilty of that though too. When my dogs are in the front yard, they act like fucking animals.
But you also have an electric fence up, so you've taken precautions so that they're not getting too far.
Yeah.
But.
Zap that ass.
And then kick him in the chest.
Kick him in the chest.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess I could, you know what, let's complain even more. How about an hour before I got here, I'm sitting talking to my wife in the living room, and I hear...
Water? Mm-hmm. In the porch?
No.
Oh.
In the attic.
Oh?
So I had to fucking... climb up in the cubby hole, find out if there was a leak in the attic. There was a leak in the attic, but why was it leaking in the attic? Because the roof needed cleaned off. There was debris from the trees that were like cupping and puddling. So I had to spend time in the rain on a slick roof, cleaning the fucking shit off the roof. I didn't even get a fucking thank you. Not even a fucking thank you. I saved the house. I saved the house.
Saved it.
You saved her house.
I hate going up in the fucking attic because I always think there's going to be like a wet Asian chick sitting in the corner.
Oh, wow. I hope I go in my attic and see a wet Asian chick.
Yeah.
No, not
hey
this.
now.
No, not this wet Asian chick. I'd be like,
what are you doing, honey?
I don't like attics anymore.
Boy.
So many things.
Did the grudge ruin you on all Asian chicks in general?
And attics.
Wow. Sorry to hear that, man.
So, yeah, I've had just today was fucking shitty.
I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
And who knows? You know what'll happen. And just to boot, I just got a new toy from
boot?
TF Source. I finally got one in the mail. I went to open it. That's when I hear it. I'm like talking to her, opening a toy. I don't even get to fucking play with the toy. No fun.
Too old to have toys.
Your life
anyway.
sounds awful.
My wife sounds awful.
Your life.
Oh.
What the fuck did you...
Wow.
What do you have to complain about?
Huh?
Sorry,
Me?
I complained enough for at least 8 people.
I got nothing to
I needed
complain
at
about.
least more than 90 seconds. Then
Yeah. I don't have nothing to complain about at all. I'm good.
You sure about that?
No, I'm not so sure about that. Hey, I'm going on a little mini vacation here in
Mini
a few
vacation.
days.
It's going to be a good time.
So,
Although you are taking me with you. I'm hard to live with.
yeah.
I am gassy.
Oh God Almighty! What have I got myself into?
I'm not going now.
You're not. No, you're fucking going. If I got to smell his ass, you're going to smell his ass.
That I don't even like that in that sentence.
No, I don't like it either.
What? Like we haven't smelled it in this enclosed room a few times. So what's come on?
He's near the window.
It's gotten worse lately too. I think all the healthy eating. Then whenever I
yeah,
get
Barney's
out
like, what is this?
when I get out of line and eat something else,
It goes.
it does not appreciate.
That's disgusting. So, well, I figured since we're going on this little mini vacation where we're playing plenty of games, I'm like, well, let's get a new board game. Let's get a game I've been interested in a while. We'll order that. So I ordered it through Amazon for last week, and they said, well, it'll be there by either Friday through Wednesday next week. I was all right, that's good. So that's about Monday. I haven't seen the game yet. I'm like, oh, let me check the tracking. Tracking says delivered at noon on Friday. I was like,
Huh, interesting.
that's interesting because, like, you know, I left for work about like 9:30 or so that day, and I know my parents got home probably around noon or so, so it wasn't much of a gap here. So, but it's like, well, let me go check. Hey, did a package come for me on Friday? No, nothing.
They have it set up in the basement. They're playing.
They're playing it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, okay? Well, you know what? I mean, I've heard of cases where you know, people they've accidentally entered in a package, like something on the package, or maybe they tried to deliver it and they couldn't do it for whatever reason. It's like, all right, I'll give it another day. So wait till Tuesday, and it's still not there. So all right, it's time to find the post office number and give them a call because it's coming through United States Postal Service.
Yes.
Well, so what's call? I mean, I'm still kind of new to the area, so I had to go on Google find the number, call them up. I got the wrong number first time, so they were very nice about it though. They said it's not even our place. I was like, okay, well, do you have the number for the right post office?
Did you get
not
that
too much
high
trouble?
tone? Did you get that real high sarcasm?
Yes, I was getting a little pissy. I said, I mean, I made a mistake. It's fine, but there's no need for the attitude.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially considering I was more than nice when I got on the phone. Like I'm calling, going, "Where's my fucking package at?" I'm very
They're
cordial
used to
on the
people
phone.
actually doing that. So
Yeah, I'm very cordial. So I got through to the post office, explaining what's going on. And it goes, "Well, let me go check." They go talk to the delivery person and all that, and he goes, "Oh, he doesn't have any kind of memory of this at all." It's like, okay, well, we'll just said, "Well, can you look?" So, well, we look back here, and we had no packages. And then silence. I'm like, okay, so there's nothing else we can check on with this. I mean, where we go from here? It goes, well, we'll look around. We'll give you a call. We'll find anything. Great. That's not encouraging at all. I don't feel very good about this. But okay, so I get off the phone with them, and I figure, well, let me contact the seller and see if what steps could be taken if this is not located, because apparently they don't give a shit about it. That's the impression I got. All right, so contact them, send an email. I haven't heard back from anything from them. All right, fine. So Thursday, there's a knock on the door.
Uh-oh.
It's the Postal Service guy with my package.
There you go.
So I do have the package. Apparently, he
took it home.
He says the first time he's ever done this and all, but he just read the number and thought it was for a different street. I live at 103 blah 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 road.
So he delivered to.
And he saw 103 and he had to put it to that road. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I usually don't do this type of thing and all. Here's a package and everything, and if you guys ever need any stamps, you could just buy those off me directly. Okay.
What?
Yeah, he just threw that in as a little extra information. It's like, okay, thanks, and then he leaves. Yeah, so I guess he felt bad about the whole thing, so he went. So we can now buy stamps off of our local post, but we don't have his number or anything. So I guess we could just flag him down if we see him. We want stamps.
I need stamps.
I need stamps, motherfucker.
I was just on such and such road. I thought it was your road.
Just leave some money in the mailbox.
Yeah.
They'll know what it's for.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so
please leave a roll.
He was very nice about it and everything.
Sure,
and all
he was
that,
talking about stamps. Maybe he was trying to tell you.
You're saying he's part of a prostitution ring?
No.
You're saying there's hookers up there?
No, that's the other street.
I can take care. Yeah,
Such
probably
and
it's
such
probably
street.
our street. Yeah, so I do have the game. It is good to go.
Is it here?
It's not here.
Why is it
Hell.
not here?
By the time we're
Dry
done,
run.
I got to go home.
Dry run.
I still got to read the directions. This is a bit complicated.
But you could read them on here. It's a great instructional voice.
Yeah.
You'll get the instructional voices next
We
week.
can put that up as next week's podcast.
My instructional voice.
You reading the
Me-
rules for the new game.
Me explaining how to play Mansions of Madness.
Exactly.
Mansions of Madness.
But that's one thing I had a question about as well.
Mansions that are mad?
Nothing about mansions. Well, as you well know, I had to find a new doctor because my insurance didn't cover my original guy. Plus, I'm now an hour away from him, so it's gonna be a bit of a try. So I was looking around for like reviews online, but there's no way, nothing I could find was like any kind of resource for this.
Okay.
So instead, I just started off. I did some searching for my workplace. Figured I'll be moving here in about a half a year or so, and just found places where I thought I might move and said, okay, I'll just pick one of these random. So I did so. So I set some appointments for eye and medical for in a couple weeks. So they sent me some patient information forms to fill out and stuff. So
you got diabetes?
Wait, did they send them to you? Did you actually got those?
I got those. I got them like immediately.
Did you need stamps whenever you received
No,
those?
they put stamps on them already. That's how they got to my place.
I thought he'd forget.
That's how the postal system works,
It's
Greg.
amazing how he delivered that there, but
Yeah,
he
he
couldn't
did that,
deliver
yeah.
the other thing
So
there.
I'm filling it out. I'm going through there and have like a prevention section or whatever else like that. And it's asking you questions like, do you wear seatbelts and
Hell no.
yeah, do you smoke? And I'm like,
Hell
all right.
yeah.
And I'm going through there and all that. And I got a question I was a little surprised by. I'm going to admit. Do you own a gun? It's from my medical history.
Yeah, that's
Do I own a gun?
What could damage your health or someone else's?
If you want to go that far down the rabbit hole, then you can add a lot of questions onto that about
Do you
injuring yourself.
own a rocket launcher?
Do you have a
Do you
set of
own a
cooking
gun?
knives?
Do you own a gun? And do you have children and have the gun in an unsecured location? Was the next question.
What the
For my
hell?
medical history.
This is all the new Obamacare legislation.
I guess. 'Cause I'm like,
That's not. That's
I'm
not,
looking
that's
at
an
it.
answer I've never had to give on a health form.
thank you. I'm looking, I'm going, what? So I was like, I had to ask. My mother was sitting right there. I'm like, have you ever seen this question? I mean,
I've never seen that question.
She's being a paramedic and stuff. She used to be involved in this type of shit. And I was like, have you ever seen this question? She goes, no. And she's like, no, why are they asking this question? And I goes, I don't know. What I do know is that this isn't part of my medical history, so I'm not answering the fucking question.
You know?
If they don't like it, tough shit. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's.
Do I own a
awful.
gun?
Well, every time I go in for blood work, they make us answer the same questions. Like it's the same 30
Craig,
questions.
it's ain't about you. It's my section, okay? Please.
But they throw random questions in just to make sure you're
Paying attention?
paying attention to the questions. Like, because I could just go, because I've done enough times.
Right.
Like, no. Do you like clowns? What? Like, literally, the questions are like off the charts.
No,
weird.
do you like anal? Yes. Right? That's one of the questions, wasn't it?
I do own a gun.
No, you like anal too, don't you? You son of a bitch. Okay, so I thought that was kind of a strange question, and I didn't appreciate it.
So
I
you
mean-
didn't answer it. You're taking a stand.
No, I didn't answer it.
You're taking a stand.
You should have drew an extra box and said maybe and checked it.
There
No, you
go.
should have drew a little handgun with a little bullet going towards it and an X. Then a no.
Pew pew.
Say, I don't know. Yeah.
No, Mike. It's
So-
in the gun's in my kid's room. What are you talking about?
I don't own a gun, but my children do.
He's 3. He's responsible.
Look,
I'm not worried
I
about
have
it
the
at all.
gun. My kids have the bullets. We're a good
Yeah.
combination.
Yeah, I just thought it was ridiculous, and I didn't appreciate it. So, yeah, fuck that shit. Mike, how's your
The
week?
doctor's going to not accept you now because you didn't answer the.
Oh, well,
Like,
I'd
we
be
don't-
interested if it's a problem. I doubt if it will be. They're probably like whatever and just
Yeah,
move
you
on
know.
with it.
They don't
so-
even look at this stuff.
Yeah, so maybe this is like some kind of like secret like organization trying to collect information on like gun statistics on us and stuff. You know, I don't know. It's a little scary. Yeah. So anyhow, that's my week. It was great. It's gonna be way better next week because I'm gonna be on
It's gonna be
vacation.
awesome.
Fuck this
You
shit.
got to get to that part though. You got to get to.
You know.
What's that supposed to mean?
But you only got 2 days or 3 days left. So you're like
Yeah, work. I got 3 more days to work. Then I'm off for 5 days. Then I gotta go back to work for 2 days. But you know.
It means exactly what I said it meant. You have to survive until Thursday.
Don't starve.
Oh, well, I survived. We'll get into that later. Mike, how was your week?
Downs and ups. Downs and ups. We'll
Downs
start,
and ups.
Which we're going to
Start
start
with
on the up or the down?
We're going to start on the down. We're
Or is
gonna,
that
we're gonna
technically 2 downs
we're
and
gonna
2
do-
ups?
2
Is
downs
this-
and
Your subtle way of saying you got sex. All right, good job.
Hey now.
Now that's an in and an out, not
That's
a
an
down
in and
up.
out.
Well, depending on if she's on top, it'd be down and up,
There you go.
right?
Huh? That's still in and out.
I know not the way you do it. I'm winning in how you do it. So,
All right, so
Mike.
let's start with the downs and get the downs out of the way. So after last week's podcast, I decided I was going to mix everything and have it all done. Both episodes were going to be ready to go. So Greg could get it all taken care of whenever he needed to, and it would be ready for the week. And the blue screen of death decided to peer its ugly head on my brand new computer.
Well, I haven't seen the blue screen of death for a while.
It would have been
That's-
awesome if you could change the lights on the inside of your computer to blue to match the blue screen, but you had them as
Yeah,
red.
those are things you just don't see anymore. You don't see those.
End of July, I purchased a brand new computer from Newegg. What I thought was a really nice machine.
Yeah, I'm the expert. That's less than 2 months ago.
Less than 2 months ago. And boom goes the dynamite. Blue screen of death.
In your case, boom goes your computer.
Write down the code. Write down the code. Restart. Computer pulls up. Acts like it's going to be fine.
Okay.
Pull up Google Chrome. Search the error. Blue screen of death. Different error.
Different.
Error. So for the next 2 hours, I proceeded to power off, unplug everything, completely dismantle the, I got rid of, I have a USB keyboard downstairs, got rid of that, brought the PS3 keyboard down to plug in, still blue screen of death, different code every single time.
Ooh, it's changing.
Did you try to plug in the flight stick?
It's evolving.
Because that flight stick was causing problems in Borderlands.
It was. So I looking up the stuff, and a lot of the stuff was saying that it's possible that it's hardware related. But before I went down that route, I figured, let's see if reinstalling Windows will clear the problem. So I completely wiped my computer and all of my saved games. Pull it up. Welcome to Windows. Let's log you in. Let's set you up. Everything's
You got excited too. You're like, yeah, I got this fixed.
2 hours. It's working just fine.
Sweet.
Blue screen of death. Son of a bitch. I need to get away from the computer or I'm going to kill somebody. So
I just imagine you now like hitting it like a monkey.
So I
And this after a week before having problems with your wife's computer.
Yeah, 2 weeks before my wife's computer started acting up. She was getting a bad bootloader. So we unplugged all the peripherals from her computer, and it was working just fine. So, hey, one of the peripherals had to be going bad.
Damn peripherals.
So my wife goes to get on her computer Sunday. Bad bootloader. Unplug everything.
But I hate that.
Bad bootloader. Bad bootloader. Bad bootloader.
Nothing worse than your loaders don't work.
So now we have
Especially the boot
2
ones.
computers down. Now hers is 7 years old, 8 years old, something like that. So something's bound to happen at that point.
Yeah, she didn't use it anyhow.
You could have Clark look at it.
I don't think AVG PC tune-up would have helped either one of these
Bootloader.
sons of
Can't
bitches.
hurt.
Yeah. And mine's completely wiped, so it doesn't matter anyways.
if you needed a computer wiped, he's got experience.
Yeah.
So I call the MD of PCs.
Ooh, who's that?
That's what it's called. That's the name of the company. The MD of PCs, the computer doctor. I dropped mine off first because I'm still thinking that there's something that if I just let my wife's computer sit long enough, it's gonna work.
It's going to solve its own problem.
So drop mine off. They run tests on it. I got bad RAM. I said, "What? I can't have bad RAM. I just bought the computer." He's like, "Look, you got bad RAM."
You said, oh,
He's like, "We took the RAM out.
how do I get rid of this?
We took the RAM out. Your hard drive's testing at 100%, so it's not the hard drive. I put one of the RAMs in. Everything's working fine, so you can run it on 4 gig RAM if you want to." He's like, then I plugged the other RAM in, and all hell broke loose.
So you have one piece, one stick that was good.
One stick that was good, one stick was bad, right? So the computer is under warranty.
Okay.
I put a different power supply in, so I didn't want to go through taking the power supply out, putting the old one in, sending it back to them, waiting to get another one. I was going to upgrade the RAM anyways, so I just upgraded the RAM. So now I have 16 gigs of RAM. So it's dead, but we built it back
Are
stronger.
you going
She got
to
faster.
submit that RAM for warranty, so they replace that, and you'll have at least.
I don't have the RAM. I didn't get it off of them, but I am gonna at least submit the problem and they claimed and send them the invoice so it's on record in case something else were to happen with the computer.
So you got 16 gig RAM and no save games.
And no save games. Now, at one point, I was able to get it loaded up in safe mode, and I went into the Steam folder, went into the user data, grabbed what I thought was all the save games because that's where we went for the whole "don't starve" nonsense that we've been passing around.
Nonsense.
So I thought I saved them, but get my computer last night, power it up, start downloading the shit out of all the Steam games that I want to play, get Sleeping Dogs downloaded, load it up, run through the first part so I can get to a save point, save it, close it. The catalog number on this computer now is either they're different or there is no save game. I don't know how Steam works. I'm assuming that it just assigns a random catalog number to the save games. I'm assuming that if my Sleeping Dogs save game is 257543, yours may not be the same catalog number. I think maybe it's just how it saves in the system. I don't know.
Well, have you looked up where the save game is saved?
Not yet.
Because you might still have it. You might have grabbed it. You just need to put it from one folder into another.
It's in the Steam apps common Sleeping Dogs data folder.
Well, guess
Did you
what?
save that one?
Didn't save that one.
That's gone.
Gone.
In the common folder.
I went to the user data, found the number, tried to find a number. I should have done that before I wiped it. So anyway, I had to wait a couple days for them to get the RAM for my computer. So in the meantime, I called them and said, well, I got another computer that's dead. So
While you're at it.
Yeah, while you're at it. So I took it down.
Good thing they're doctors.
They are. And they're pretty good. They're pretty fast. They were able to get back to me within like an hour and a half what was wrong with each one of them. So my wife's computer, the hard drive had bad boot sectors.
Uh-oh.
And her hard drive was only registering at like 62%. They said once it gets below 75, they just say, get a new one. And they weren't able to pull anything off of it. So now she has a new one. But both computers, as we believe at this moment, are up and running. I could go downstairs and they could both be dead.
Wow. That's a down.
So that was a down.
And then an up.
And then an up. So this week, I went over to Dr. John Towers' studio, and we recorded some podcasts for
Never heard of him.
the Red Horse Radio Show.
Was that a down or an up?
That's an up.
Okay.
That's an up. We had a really good time talking movies, getting a little in depth.
I heard
So-
the episode. It was good.
Check it out, Red Horse Radio, johnnyaxe.com. I enjoyed those. That was an up. And then later in the week, talking to a coworker and a listener of the show, and he came over. He started to instant message me. Okay. He said, "I got to come talk to you." And he came over. I said, "Wait." I said, "Wait." It looks to me like you got something that you need to get off your chest. Can it wait a couple days? Because we're going to add this speak pipe thing to the podcast so you can just call and rant away about the problem.
Can you do it in 90 seconds?
He said, I can't wait.
Oh, okay.
I got to let it go. He said, I'm at the grocery store, and I don't normally go to this grocery store. It's a little like dinky, like old school grocery store where there's not a lot of aisles, not a lot of shelves, tight spaces. I just needed to grab a couple things.
Okay.
And there's this larger woman pushing a cart.
Okay.
Leaned over like the super hunch on the cart, like not holding the cart by the rail like you're supposed to, walking behind it, but laying on it, big ass in the way, will not get out of the way, completely.
Just sitting there?
Just completely taking their good old time, completely unaware of the rest of the world who needs to get some groceries.
Oh, yeah, people are good at that.
So, he and I had a little discussion.
No.
And we came up with some rules for grocery shopping etiquette.
Oh, more rules.
More rules. Look,
They have a breastplate. Just kick them in the chest.
just kick them in the chest. Rule number 1.
Don't show fear.
Uh-oh.
No lounging on the cart. That's not what it's there for. It's to put your groceries in. There's a handle. Use the handle. Push the cart. If you're not going to use it, they have baskets. Use the baskets.
You can't
It's
lounge on a basket.
Well, she's just lounging in the cart, like she does.
Like,
probably just laying
she's
on it.
leaned over on the
Okay.
cart, kind of like walking real slow with ass just in the way.
She's probably got winded.
If she was standing upright, these things wouldn't have been a problem.
She probably poor.
Rule number 2. No use of the fucking race car shopping carts. They're bullshit. They're too big. All they do is get in the fucking way.
Those are for kids.
There's no basket big enough to actually go grocery shopping in it. If your kid can't behave in the grocery store, don't take your kid to the fucking grocery store. Or lock them in the car, as far as I'm concerned.
Wow.
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 That one might be a little bit harsh.
Hello.
But this one, okay, rule number 3. Follow the path of the store and stay to the right.
Oh, that's just in general.
Always
stay to the right.
If you're going grocery shopping and you're getting the shopping cart because you have a lot of things to do, grocery stores are built so that you start on one aisle and you serpentine your way through the aisles till you get to the end, and then you come across the front and you check out. They're built that way. The serpentine works. It's a system that works. It keeps the flow of traffic moving. Stay to the right. If you're going down an aisle and what you need is to the left, you park your car to the right, you reach what you need, and you get back to your cart and you keep going. If everybody follows the same rules, going shopping will not be a problem.
Does that happen a lot when you're out?
It does at times because I follow the rules. And damn it, we're all going to follow the rules.
I always assume that I'm in someone's way.
Same as when you're driving. Assume that you need defensive posture.
Your head should always be on a swivel.
Like,
Exactly.
I'm looking and I'm like, oh, I'm in your way. I'll get out of your way. The best is whenever you go, and I hope this is on your rules, of motherfuckers standing there reading the fucking ingredients for like 20 minutes and just like, okay, well, I'm standing here. I'm standing behind you. You can see that I'm standing behind you.
Right.
Why would I be standing behind you?
Be aware of the people around you. Exactly.
Like, do you need to get in here? Can I get something for you? Whatever.
Right.
Just
Let me push myself a little bit further down the beans, and I'll read my ingredients while you get what
the
you
most
need.
popular thing they're standing in front of and blocking the fucking shit.
Right.
Like my wife we're talking about salad, and you're standing in front of the salad. What do you think's gonna happen
I
here?
sure would like some of that salad. Salad's delicious.
I think I'm drooling.
I sure would like to purchase some of that salad. That's right there and behind that fat bitch right there. Sorry, that might be a little aggressive.
They just go up and give her a 20, say, get a room.
Rule
Take a
number
nap
4.
Sorry.
Oh, and
Rule
more
number 4.
rules.
If you forget something,
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
No backtracking.
leave your cart and go back and get it.
How
turn
far
around.
back?
Don't backtrack
How
with the
far
cart.
back?
Don't backtrack with the cart.
How far back?
What do you mean how far back?
Like
if
2 aisles back?
once you left the aisle, you left the aisle. And if you're at the end of the aisle and you forgot something at the beginning of the aisle, you can leave your cart and walk back.
What
and
about
get it.
2 aisles?
Nobody's going to shop from your cart in a grocery store.
What about 2 aisles? Is it backtracking? Do you have to go back?
No, there's no backtracking.
So you can only go in the serpentine.
You
one
only
way.
go to Serpentine.
How long have you known him?
if
There's
you-
no backtracking.
If you screw up, you got to walk back yourself. The walk of shame. You'll leave your cart, go walk and get it, so everybody else can see that you missed it.
Now remember, you have to go liquor shopping with this guy, so good luck.
No. These rules
They don't
apply to the person with the cart.
Okay.
If you got the basket,
You're a free
the
agent.
basket is kind of like a willy-nilly kind of
You're a
shopping
free
trip,
agent.
You
You
know
just-
what I mean? So, and you're a little bit more mobile. You can get in and
What
out.
if
You have a basket.
What if you have a cart and you're very mobile with it? If you're like an active cart person.
Now, let me ask you this.
Because I run with the cart.
Does
I'm
that
like fucking
apply
all
to
over
only
the
to
place.
the big carts or those little tiny half carts you can get?
The cart is a cart.
Yeah, definitely not
Those
the
half
one with the
carts, boy, I
car.
buzz around
you don't,
that
you
shit.
don't want the one with the race car on it because that's
No, that
Oh, no.
kicking the
is,
chest.
is there an
I would never do that.
aisle that actually fits the fucking race car with another cart beside it? Not at all.
No.
When they're coming, because of that cart, you have to go around and you screw up the whole flow.
Now, counterpoint. You look silly if you don't have that cart. You're going boom, boom, boom. So, there's that.
I love
Right.
when you're going around to the right and some motherfucker comes past and it's like pissed off that you are following the pattern.
You know what?
Right.
Yeah.
One guy did me once when I did. I killed
Kicked
him.
him right in the chest.
I
Kicked
killed
him
him.
in the chest.
I just killed him.
And he was laying over a cart, which broke another rule.
Well, he was after I killed him.
Well, I mean, if you've been incapacitated for poor shopping habits, it's okay that you're draped over the, over the cart.
Death
Incapacitated
or
for poor shopping
incapacitation.
habits. I think you found the title for the podcast.
All right. Rule 5. Once you're in the checkout lane, your shopping is done. There is no go backsies.
What about second person running to get something like a soda?
No.
No.
I mean, if you
If you're in the checkout line but not yet have put your stuff on the belt, you can send the second person. You can send a runner.
Yes, I'll
but
go along with
if your food is being checked, unless there is something,
I agree with that.
the milk is leaking or a bag of flour
An
opens up
emergency
or something
situation.
like that. Once you're being checked out, that's it. If you forgot, you finish your trip and go back and get it and get in line again.
With a cart,
With a
don't-
basket the second time around.
yeah, all the other previous rules apply.
What about the
course.
people that go backwards through the serpentine? Like, just start at the cold stuff and work up so that all their stuff is... Maybe they don't want their ice cream as hard.
Yeah.
Well, you
There's so many rules to break at a
burn their
grocery-
house down. You do that.
Final rule: one purchase.
Huh?
No
Oh,
break.
split-
No breaking your shit
Oh,
up.
I need to pay this with this and this
Yeah,
with that.
No breaking your shit up. That's no. You get one run through. That's it. Because there's nothing fucking worse than sitting beside somebody. And I understand the whole let me watch the subtotal and stop when you get to here.
Yeah.
And those people are usually good at prioritizing their stuff.
Yeah.
So the stuff that's important goes first. So when I get to where my limit is, I stop and don't take this. None of that fucking freewheeling. No, well, put back the Eggos and get the milk instead. Bullshit. No, one purchase. You get those people. Well, I'm gonna pay for this with this credit card, and then this stuff is going on this. No, you get one shot. That's it.
Can I add a rule on to this?
What's
Don't
the
go
rule?
shopping with Mike. Hope Mike's not.
No,
in the
that's
store.
more of a life lesson.
Yeah.
If you are going through an express lane and you pull out a checkbook, you are allowed to be stabbed.
Amen. That
Immediately.
was on the list.
Well,
It's an express.
So help
lane.
me God, if I see that again, I might stab
at
a person.
Walmart, I talked to a couple of the cashiers. They can't turn away, like in those 10,
Right.
10 or 20 unders, they can't turn away people that come with full baskets or
Right.
full carts. And I go, so what I do is I just stand behind them and make jokes about,
So you handle everything else in life.
yeah, like a 5-year-old. Yeah, pretty much. That
Oh,
should
that-
be a rule too, but that was
That
never
expre-
followed.
That shit.
Yeah.
Especially after they're standing there waiting for a couple people to go through, and then they put their items through, and then they get it out.
Then they start
A
the
motherfucker, get that out, fill it out before you get up there.
No, some
Don't you
places-
fucking wait.
Some places.
Ooh,
I'll
that
give
makes
you-
me mad.
Some places, you just hand them the check and their machine fills it all out.
I don't care.
But
If
when
you got
they
time,
when
you
they
get that
start
done.
with the writing in the fucking checkbook,
I don't get mad about a lot of things, but I see red when I see that. I'm like, you're wasted my motherfucking time. You need to get out of the way.
How about whenever you get in a line that you think's going to be great and all the other lines are bad and they all get done before?
What do you mean? I do that every time.
Like, I'm like,
Every
this,
time.
this line shouldn't go hard. And then all the other lines are like, there's 3 people back. And you get in this one, you're like, oh, I need to get out of here. And all those ones are empty. Those cashiers are sitting around doing nothing. And you're still waiting for this person to invent the wheel or something.
that is why
And sometimes it's the cashier. It's not.
I love the self checkouts.
Yes.
Give me a self checkout.
Yes.
Because fuck that.
Of course, I do hate getting behind the people that are looking at
Can't
that like it's
scan
like
stuff. Yeah.
like are trying to land on the moon. And they can't figure out how to like type in shit. It's like, okay, it's as simple. You see that fucking laser? You put this little barcode in front of the fucking laser. You know what it does? Scans the motherfucking thing in. It's done. It's not this ain't hard. But sometimes for some people it's very hard because they're very dumb.
Very, very
I
dumb.
hate dumb people.
I do. Well, that's why we have to have these rules to help them. To help
I'm
them.
gonna stab somebody one of these days.
I'm going to go grocery shopping tomorrow with the race car thing by myself and
Backwards.
go backwards on the left side.
Just know you're gonna.
And I'm going to
you're
get like
gonna go
3
every other
segments
aisle.
of groceries that I got to pay for differently with different ways.
Boy, I just hope he's.
He won't be.
Mike's
I hope for your sake nothing bad happens. Wouldn't you shit if something happened to like this like store caught on fire or something while you're in there doing it?
Because
the,
bad karma.
The rules. I didn't follow the rules.
Somebody just kicks me in the chest and be like, I probably deserved that.
You were acting
I
aggressive.
was asking aggressively, yeah. Needed to be put down.
I guess final thing, just something small, and another good note that we ended on today.
Yeah,
before the podcast, I went to a cigar release party. It was a good time. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about that too. A cigar release party, and it was a good time. And if you're into cigars, and we've had a special episode on the podcast. So, but if you're into cigars, if you get a chance to go to a release like this, and your local cigar shop will have them, where they have not only like the sales rep but somebody involved with blending the cigar there to talk about it, go to it, because they're very open and very willing to talk to you about anything about cigars, and they do a really good job of explaining everything. You can ask them anything. Why do they use this type of tobacco versus that type of tobacco? They'll give you tips on, how do I store it? The one thing I didn't know that I learned today was that I should be re-seasoning my humidor about every 2 months, which is something I don't do. As long as the dials say they're good, I leave it alone. But so you get a lot of tips, and those guys are really willing to help you out. And just, if you're going to enjoy something like that, why not do it right? But then this morning, as was posted on Facebook and Twitter, I went to my first Tai Chi class.
Are you now legally able to be classified as?
Oh, these hands are weapons. No, not yet.
Are you relaxed?
It was interesting. It was interesting.
Did you Tai get cheated?
There was a lot going on, and most of the classes, most of it's older people, because it's kind of like a meditation.
Like, I could whip all yo's asses,
but there's a lot.
I can beat you up right now.
There's a lot of moves. There was a lot of moves, and we got to do.
Did you try downward dog?
That's yoga.
Oh, sorry.
But we did some different moves with the swords.
What swords? Did you have crappy Chinese swords?
They're almost like wooden training swords.
Oh,
and the fan.
Oh.
Mike was in there going,
did you learn how to perform a Dirty Sanchez?
No.
No?
No.
Don't teach that to them?
Did you go all crazy whenever they handed you a sword? You're like, I could do all this other stuff with a sword.
I stabbed my wife with it.
Oh, nice.
I was like,
is that did you say you had sex? Is that what you're trying to say?
I stabbed my wife with the sword.
Yeah, with your sword?
Not at Tai Chi class.
No.
Did you feel like the teacher, did she look like she could whoop your ass?
No.
With her moves?
No.
Oh.
She probably looked all relaxed, though, didn't she?
But she was a hell of a lot smoother at, doing it than I was. But, I mean, that's to be expected. She's been doing it and teaching it for years. But
you don't know. You could probably go to try to attack her, kick her in the chest, and she'll be able to just
she might
move
jack
her
the shit
hand
out
to
of
the
me.
left, and you'd be dead. You'd be...
Just watch out for that 5-finger thing or to burst your chest. Careful of that shit.
There you go.
I learned that
or that
too.
like Crouching Tiger shit where they
Yeah, you gotta be careful of
did
that.
that finger flip and paralyze you and you're just standing there.
Yeah.
Approach me, and you shall see. Boot the head.
It was a good time, though. I enjoyed it.
What was better, that or the pancakes afterwards?
Oh,
You had pancakes?
I've been watching what I eat. I've been exercising like crazy, and I went to a real, honest to goodness, like regular breakfast after Tai Chi this morning. Mm-hmm. We went to the original pancake house, and I got the Swedish pancakes, which are like these. They're kind of like crepes, only thinner, and you get lingonberries, Swedish lingonberries, and you put it on there and you fold them over.
You're making our listeners
What kind
hungry.
of...
And I ate it with a thick cut hickory smoked apple.
I think
Applewood
Al just
smoked
came.
bacon and German home fries.
Did you fondle it first a little?
Oh, it was so good to me.
Did you,
It was so good
did
to
you
me.
just kind of tease it a little bit? Like, hey, like, yeah. A little bit look?
I talked to it.
Did you?
I let it know.
I'm sure you did.
Oh, I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna eat you like you've never been eaten before.
Yeah. That's,
Where's
I
your
made my
music
own.
now, Al?
I made my own pancakes
so-
this morning.
what kind of syrup did you use? Anything special?
No, nothing. Just regular maple. Well, it was 100% pure maple syrup.
Pure
That would
Turn
definitely-
sugar?
Turn his
That would
mic off
definitely
before
kill
he
you.
comes.
Is that pure? Oh,
Turn his mic off.
that was pure sugar. That sounds so good.
You need your feet.
Oh my god.
You can't get to PenCon without your feet.
That can cheer me in there. That's all good.
So that was my week. Anything else to talk about before we take a break?
Wow, we
I
did have
just
a busy
came.
week.
It was a busy week.
I'm sorry. I just came over your show.
Is that
I'm
an
sorry.
up or a down?
That's an up.
Now it's down.
Now it's down.
But it's going down.
All right, let's take a break. Then we come back. We'll go over the news you may have missed if Al survives the break.
Oh god, that was great.
Hey soldiers, this is the Stepfather, host of the Caveman Mafia podcast, and I want to take a minute to tell you about Stitcher Radio On Demand. Stitcher is an award-winning free mobile app that lets you listen to all your favorite shows, plus discover the best of news, entertainment, and sports on demand. Listen to whatever you want, whenever you want, with one free app. Connect with your Facebook account and comment on our episodes. Stitcher is available for Android, iPhone, and most tablets. Don't have Stitcher? Download it free today at Stitcher.com or in the App Store or Google Play.
Welcome back to episode 36 of the Caveman Mafia podcast. We finished going over our week, and now it's time to go over the news we may have missed. Seamless.
That's right, bitches. I was ready this time. Suck it. Haters.
Drop the
Do I-
mic.
do I have any
walk
haters?
out.
I don't know.
No, I think your news is sometimes the highlight of the week.
I mean, sometimes.
So many
it's-
downers at the beginning part of the episode.
Yeah, that's true. All
We
right.
solved problems this week, though.
Oh, well,
The shopping crisis is now over.
right. Speaking of solving problems,
Segway.
a little different problems being solved here. This is from HuffingtonPost.com. Sexual jihad in Syria caused rise in pregnancy among Tunisian women, lawmakers say. Exactly. A number of Tunisian women have traveled to Syria to have sex with rebel fighters, a senior Tunisian politician said Thursday. The practice is known as sexual jihad.
Didn't Marvin Gaye write a song about that?
I think a sexual feeling.
Sexual healing?
Healing.
Sexual
Yes, healing.
jihad.
Sexual.
The women are quote unquote swapped between 20, 30, 100 rebels. Interior Minister Lofty bin
She's
Jeddo
not a
told
virgin.
told an assembly of Tunisian lawmakers, "We are doing nothing and standing idle." After these sexual liaisons they have there in the name of Jihad el-Nika, they come home pregnant, he said, according to Agency France Presse. That phrase is actually an Arabic phrase meaning sexual holy war.
We're going to breed them out.
Exactly. Jeddo did not specify how many Tunisian women have traveled to the embattled Muslim country. A fatwa, or an Islamic religious ruling, has reportedly issued last spring calling for women to travel to Syria to provide intimacy to jihad fighters there. Al Monitor reported at the time. Although some said reports of the fatwa were false, Tunisia's Minister of Religious Affairs spoke out against the order, saying Tunisian women and girls were not required to obey it. So that's good. You didn't really have to.
It wasn't a requirement. It was just more of a suggestion with a gun pointed to your head.
It's more of a suggestion by your God saying you should go give pleasure to these jihad fighters.
So when they finally shoot the load, do they just fuck it? It's over.
Probably.
So like,
Must do no
do you
Jihad's
imagine
over.
like, yeah, jihad's over. This is like a whole encampment of guys. Like they go to sleep at night, and you just see one by one, like the fires go out in the tents, and they start packing their shit up and leave. That's it.
I don't think I want to fight this
Fair,
battle
my God.
anymore.
Fair, my God.
Why some women would obey such an order is less clear, but one expert suggests they may believe it is an act of devotion. Quote, Muslim women prostituting themselves in this case is being considered a legitimate jihad because such women are taking sacrifices, their chastity, their dignity, in order to help
dick.
apparently sexually frustrated jihads better focus on the war to empower Islam in Syria. Writes author and Islam expert Raymond for the Investigative Project on Terrorism, a nonprofit research organization that studies jihad. So yeah, so now you can get sex for being religious. Who would have thought that?
Just so any of our listeners know, if there's any women that want to fuck Al for a jihad reason, he'd take them up on it.
Yeah, sexual fatwa.
Sure, let's go with that. Yeah, sure. All right, enough of that shit.
That's awesome.
Let's get some important news. It's from UPI.com. Coke apologizes for retard message on vitamin water cap.
What?
The Vital Water Hound has like they have like little messages or something.
Yes.
What did it say?
The Coca-Cola Company apologized to the family of an Edmonton, Alberta woman who found, quote, "you retard," unquote, printed inside her vitamin water cup. Blake Lotes said she and her husband were shocked when they discovered the message under a cap of vitamin water Tuesday, and her father, Doug Lokes of Tacoma, Washington, whose younger daughter Fiona, 11, is living with cerebral palsy and autism, wrote letters to the company demanding an explanation, Metro News Canada reported on Friday.
Well, evidently the mom wasn't the one who was supposed to open the vitamin water.
Obviously, it's supposed to be the daughter.
The daughter couldn't open it.
Oh, you son of a bitch. All right.
I'm sorry for that.
You should
You're
be
going to open
sorry.
up a thing of vitamin water is going to say douchebag.
Listen, no sexual jihad for you, my friend.
Yes.
I haven't tried anything I could for the last 13 years. It doesn't work.
Quote.
You can try religion. That's
Now,
it.
I like his quote coming up here.
Oh, God.
Quote, the R word is just something we don't say in my family, Blake Yotes said. My dad is quite upset and is on a rampage. The R word. It's not known as the R word.
So if the cap said, hey, dumbass, it would have been fine.
Yeah. No, you don't say the D word in this household either.
Yeah, but what was the message for? It's
Yeah, what was it supposed to mean? What was the typo?
that is an odd thing.
I've been trying to figure out the typo.
I'm
I'm
read the
sorry.
rest of this here. I'll let you know.
It's just the story's so
Motherfuckers keep
juicy.
talking.
It's just so juicy.
I know. Coca-Cola officials said the cap resulted from a promotion in the Canadian market that paired random English words with random French words under the cap. Retard was the French word in this case. It means late or delayed in that language.
So wait, okay, are they in the French speaking province where they had this?
Probably, yes.
So why are they offended then?
Oh, retard. Oh, oui. That's the only French
Oui,
thing.
oui.
Is that French?
Nice.
Oh, retard.
Quote, I am astonished that a major corporation would allow someone to tarnish their brand, Doug Lotes wrote in his letter. Not everyone in Canada speaks French. Like my daughter, Blake. She probably doesn't speak anything. I'm sorry. That wasn't part of the quote.
Oh,
that was me.
baby. I'm going to hell. I'm
Quote,
sorry.
when you look at the same word in English, it takes an offensive connotation, said Shannon Denny, Director of Brand Communications for Coca-Cola Refreshment Canada. Quote, we did not mean to offend at all, Denny said. We were certainly very apologetic for this oversight. David Thompson, Vice President of Still Beverages for Coca-Cola, said the family will be receiving a formal letter of apology from the company.
Dear retard.
What does the word fuck mean in French? Because when you get to cap that says fuck off, I am so gonna love. I'm gonna frame that.
Yeah, that one's.
That's something.
It's like it's their fault, but it's not their fault because it was probably one of those ones where they just grabbed a shitload of words and the computer is the one that put them together.
I think the computer should be the one apologizing.
I'm sorry.
Someone needs to tune up that computer.
Exactly.
Take retard out of there.
Speaking of offensive things in your food, this is coming from WPXI.com.
Oh, that makes it local.
Yeah. Beaver anal secretions, a vanilla substitute in some foods.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've read that one before.
If stories about gross foods make it queasy, you may want to click away now, or in this case, turn this podcast off. No, keep listening. It's great.
If you haven't turned off by now, this isn't going to offend you.
Exactly. If you ever sit through this news, you're pretty much a nerd to anything that's going to happen. So it's all good.
Continue, retard.
If you have a... Did you call me the R word just now?
I meant you were wasting time delaying.
You're slowing down the news.
Yeah. Recently, the Swedish National Food Agency confirmed what's long been a rumor on the internet. Anal secretions from beavers can be used as a vanilla-like flavoring in food. The beaver's anal gland secretes a castoreum, which can be used as a food additive. According to Health.com... How do they get that? While it's...
Insert your music here.
Yes.
They insert something into the beaver to...
Hey, it needs to self-lubricate, so something's got to be in there. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tastes like vanilla, baby.
According to Health.com, while it sounds downright disgusting, the FDA says it's GRAS, G-R-A-S, meaning it's generally recognized as safe.
Generally recognized.
Generally.
Every once in a while, you get a dingleberry in there.
You won't see this one on the food label because it's generally listed as natural flavoring.
Oh! Didn't they have a flavor of Coke a while back called beaver ass Coke?
Ass juice.
Isn't that vanilla?
Nothing's called vanilla Coke.
Ass juice zero.
Ass juice zero. Crack open an ass juice.
Like booty sweat from Tropic Thunder.
The story's been around on the internet for a while and gained attention in 2011 when chef Jamie Oliver talked about Castorium on The Late Show with David Letterman. Snopes.com has even evaluated the rumor and declared it true. Consumer blog Savvy Saving Bites wrote about Castorium and found a food industry ebook published in 2005 that lists foods and beverages that may contain the Castorium extract.
Uh-oh.
The list includes alcoholic beverages, baked goods, gelatin/puddings, ice cream, soft candy, chewing gum, and more.
What about black licorice?
So then,
Does it have
that's
beaver
a
ass in it?
I just had some.
So the next time you see natural flavorings listed as an ingredient on your favorite baked good or vanilla ice cream, try not to think about just how natural the flavoring might be.
Beaver ass donuts. That's disgusting.
That may be the most
I don't
want to
eat
story you've
anything.
ever read.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You just ruined it all.
Ass juice lips.
And a sign that maybe we may
We've
have
harvested these beaver asses for your pleasure.
in a story maybe may found in the next X-Men movie. It's from UPI.com. Man's gut turns food into booze.
Nice.
Finally, a mutation that works. A pair of Texas doctors said they discovered a 61-year-old man who appeared to be constantly drunk for 5 years was turning food into booze in his stomach. Yep, Dr. Barbara Cordella, the dean of nursing at Panola College in Carthage, Texas, and Dr. Justin McCarthy, a gastroenterologist, published a study in the National Journal of Clinical Medicine detailing how the man's stomach was found to be producing alcohol from food, keeping his blood alcohol content consistently high. You're drunk. CNN reported Friday. You're drunk! The study author said the man's doctors were unaware of gut fermentation syndrome and believed for a time that he had been sneaking drinks. Quote, the physicians were not aware of any way that a person could be intoxicated while ingesting alcohol, without ingesting alcohol, and therefore believed he must be a closet drinker, the paper said.
Nice.
Only a few cases have been reported in the last 3 decades, the authors wrote. The underlying mechanism is thought to be an overgrowth of yeast in the gut, whereby the yeast ferments alcohols into ethanol, they wrote. The doctor said the man was treated with antifungal medication and his stomach stopped producing alcohol. Quote, this is a rare syndrome, but should be recognized because of the social implications such as loss of job, relationship difficulties, stigma, and even possible arrest and incarceration, the authors write.
Wonder if my mom has that problem.
He could.
No, she just drinks it.
Oh.
He could actually hook his bloodstream up to the vehicle, and as long as he's eating, power the vehicle, he's producing ethanol.
Yeah.
So now he's gonna get a DUI with his own blood.
Yeah. How many drinks do you have today? It's none, sir. I swear. Nothing.
He turned everything into alcohol, or did he have to eat a certain thing?
No, the yeast was just turning it all into alcohol.
That's such a great superpower.
Pretty much any kind of carbohydrate. So I guess you're an Atkins diet, you're safe. I'm gonna guess.
You know?
That's awesome. Yeah. What would he be called? Like if he had since he has a superpower, what would his
like if he was
name
an
be?
X-Men, what would he be? That's a good question.
Okay,
I'll think about
fans, listeners, we need names for alcohol guy.
that. Nobody's listening to this cast.
One person can give us a name.
Captain Sobriety.
Captain Sobriety.
Yeah. All right, let's move on here. This is from the lcsun-news.com. Grand jury indicts Shapiro man for arson and burglary. Shapiro man has been indicted on charges that he and a teenage boy burned down a mobile home after they had broken in and then stole electronics, appliances, furniture, and porn DVDs.
Gotta get the porn.
A Donna Ana County grand jury last week indicted Sergio Senyez, 18, on 4 felonies: arson, residential burglary, breaking and entering, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. On August 22nd, Sergio and 17-year-old Daniel Rios allegedly used a rock to break into a mobile home in the 700 block of Tumbleweed Road, according to a criminal complaint filed at magistrate court. Once inside, the two reportedly swiped televisions, kitchen appliances, office furniture, and, quote, multiple DVDs relating to dwarf pornography.
Hey, now.
States. Yes, and then Sergio allegedly started a fire in a mobile home in the kitchen, according to a news release. Then took the stolen items to another Shapiro residence, according to the complaint. No injuries were reported. The mobile home and a recreational vehicle were destroyed, authorities say. Yeah, so...
they went in for the dwarf porn. Everything else was just...
That was a cover.
Yeah.
So be careful. If you have your dwarf porn out, don't leave it out by a window or anything. Somebody may break in and take it.
Put it real high up.
Put it on the top shelf.
They'll never get it there.
Okay, let's move on. This is from the charlotte.cbslocal.com. Woman stabs roommate in dispute over rock music. At North Charleston, South Carolina. Woman allegedly stabbed her roommate after he refused to stop listening to rock music Monday night. According to the Post and Courier, 54-year-old Vernon Bader became angry with her roommate after he didn't want to stop listening to the Eagles and watching television with his brother.
I hate the fucking Eagles, man.
Oh. So you can relate to this then?
Yeah.
Bader explained to the 64-year-old man that she didn't want to listen to the band, and he told her to shut up. Police said she grabbed a serrated knife from the kitchen drawer and swung it at her roommate. The two men wrestled the knife away from Bader, but that didn't stop her from going back into the kitchen and grabbing another one.
Yeah, there's always more knives.
She admitted she stabbed her roommate to the police, but claimed she did so out of self-defense because he was choking her. The newspaper reported investigators did not see any marks or injuries on her neck. And Bader is charged with criminal domestic violence of a high and aggravated nature and is being held in Charleston County Jail pending a bond hearing.
It's not fair.
So remember next
Shouldn't
time
have been
listen.
playing the Eagles.
Yeah, remember next time listen to the Eagles. Might be some pretty pissed off woman around.
That's wacky.
That's
wacky.
it. It's wacky.
Yeah, a little wacky. From WTSP.com, teen prods friend to attack mom with sword.
Must have been taking Tai Chi classes.
Two Washington State teens are in custody after one convinced the other to attack his own mother with a sword and tried to convince him to eat her.
Oh!
The Spokane County Sheriff's Department reports.
Were they huffing paint cans? Air cans?
Quote, the victim's 13-year-old son blamed his thought process on his drug usage and said he would never do anything like that sober, according to a statement from the Sheriff's Department. The teens have been charged with assault, burglary, and other crimes, according to the agency. The mother was hospitalized and was in stable condition Wednesday. The sheriff's office did not release the woman's name.
He did attack her then.
The tale unfolded in the early hours Tuesday when sheriff's deputies responded to a call of an assault and found the woman bloody in her bed with two knives and a sword with a bent handle near her, according to the agency. Because they found no signs of forced entry, the deputies figured the woman's 13-year-old son and his friend, 14, might be the culprits. When they went to the home of the friend, the father reported that his Dodge Durango SUV and keys were missing. While there, deputies got word of a hit-and-run accident.
Jeez.
When they reported there, they found the Durango still running and a mobile home that had been crashed into, according to a statement released by the sheriff's office. As deputies investigated, dispatch then informed them about a home that had been broken into. When they arrived there, they found the home that had been severely damaged. A canine dog named Brax helped nab the two teens who had been hiding nearby after a Washington State trooper reported that he saw them running off.
Jeez.
Yeah, there you go, kids.
Get off that
Drugs are bad. Okay?
Okay.
Very bad. Not as bad as this next story, however. This is from UPI.com. Greg, you know what? I almost kind of wish this happened to your wedding. Maybe this would have changed things around for you. Wedding delayed when man enters church with severed testicles.
Oh!
Yeah, this is Hutton, England.
They take him one way or another.
It's exactly. He's probably just getting ready for him.
You know,
Just hand him right over.
Give him to the mother-in-law. Put him on a mantle.
A wedding at a British church was delayed when a man came into the facility covered in blood after cutting off his own testicles. Wedding guests said they arrived early Saturday afternoon at All Saints Church in Hutton, England, and found the priest was not allowing anyone inside because the man had injured himself. The Brentwood Weekly News reported Friday. Quote, there was blood all over the floor just outside the church. When I went in there, it was like someone had been murdered. There was blood everywhere, said one wedding guest who asked not to be named. The priest knew of the man and said he'd come into the church as they were setting up. He said the man had chopped his testicles off with a pair of scissors and was going berserk, chucking chairs everywhere.
It hurt so bad.
Tell you one thing, it's odd, but it takes balls to cut cut your balls off.
But bump.
That's just nuts.
I'm surprised he didn't pass out. When I
He
went,
wasn't in the wedding party, was he?
this was just the groom,
Oh, it's the groom?
I think. I don't know. I'm assuming it was. I mean, who else would do that? When I went into the church, I saw something on the floor which I could only describe as flesh, which I thought was part of his arm, but was one of his testicles.
Damn, he was hung.
Wow. Essex police
My balls
confirmed.
look like arms.
Essex police confirmed the man had suffered injuries to his testicles, and the injuries were not sustained at the church. The Reverend Bob Wallace said the man had, quote, self-harmed outside, unquote.
Was there a trail of blood leading in?
Apparently. I'm more concerned that he is now getting the appropriate treatment, Wallace said. Police said the man was treated at a local hospital and released. No, I'm kidding. Wasn't released. Was treated at a local hospital and was later referred to a mental health assessment.
No shit.
But why? Why did he do that?
Why not?
The ultimate irony is that they stitched the nuts back on, but they put like fake ones in there.
Oh, nice.
So even though he cut them off, he still has them.
I think it's funny if you attach one, then attach one to the bottom of the other one. So it's like a line. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? You wouldn't have to worry about sitting on them as much. Well, actually, it would dangle longer, so
Yeah,
maybe
it
you
would
would
dangle.
actually. Oh, yeah.
It would probably be like a constant flick in the nuts if they were hanging that way.
That's true.
They get one of those things. You know those balls that have spikes on them. Whenever you squeeze them,
Like
they light
foosball?
up.
Oh, okay.
You just get two of those, and then they light up whenever you light up balls.
A little bit of volume here.
Oh, volume?
First next story
Got no
here.
stereo in my headphones.
Everybody get up.
It's from HuffingtonPost.com. Steve Fillingham whips girl to beat of blurred lines.
Wait, what?
Steve Fillington whips girl to the beat of blurred lines. Yes. Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines video has drawn plenty of criticism, but the video this man allegedly made is far worse. Steve Grady Fillingham, 40, allegedly filmed himself whipping a girl with a switch to the beat of Robin Thicke's hit song Blurred Lines, according to a police report obtained by the smoking gun. Police say Fillington, who was arrested Sunday at his Pensacola, Florida home, abused the teen on several occasions during the first half of September. A victim, whose relation to Fillington is unclear from the report, told investigators that he would get angry with her from reasons ranging from her skipping school to her failure to, quote, vacuum up bugs from the carpet, unquote.
She ain't doing her job.
Yeah. His alleged tactics of abuse varied and included beating her with his belt and hands, making her to hold a 20-pound weight out in front of her, and forcing her to shovel dirt for an hour and a half.
Sounds like chores.
Authorities also obtained a video that appears to show Fillington whipping the girl with a switch for 40 minutes while playing Blurred Lines in the background.
Remix. 40-minute remix.
Yeah.
Remix.
According to the report, he was, quote, striking her with a switch to the beat of the music. He sent the video, which was titled She's Home, to his girlfriend, who showed it to police, according to NorthEscumbia.com.
Snitch.
Mm-hmm. You know what snitches get? They get the switch.
Snitches get the switches.
They get the switch.
Sounds like if you just come home, you get the switch.
Especially you don't vacuum up the bugs from the
bugs.
carpet. In light of the incident, local news WEAR-TV spoke with social worker Melanie Froh, who pointed out the differences between disciplining and abusing a child.
Don't put it to music.
Yeah.
Here's one.
Quote, child abuse is a willful act of someone to injure a child that they are knowingly doing so, she said.
Sounds like there's some blurred lines on this issue.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Oh, Sorry, apparently the last story did not get pulled up here, so let me pull it up right now.
Oh,
So we're at-
Final
yes, so we're at the last
story.
one. Last one, guys. Only one more I have to get through here. This might be one of my favorite headlines I've ever read. This is from HuffingtonPost.com. Christopher Jackson, man accused of branding woman's vagina, arrested on suspicion of bestiality.
that's not surprising.
She's a fucking beast. I've dated a couple wildebeests in my time.
A Chandler, Arizona man accused of burning his initials onto the genitals of at least one woman was arrested again on Monday after sheriff's deputies allegedly found pornographic videos featuring a dog at his home. Christopher Jackson, 47, was arrested on suspicion of bestiality after police found the home videos while executing a search on his home in connection with the branding case, according to the Arizona Republic. Quote, if you saw the video, you'd be pretty sick, unquote, Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Aropia said, according to the newspaper. We weren't expecting this. Police also arrested 61-year-old Josephine Erickson, who they say is seen in the videos participating in sex acts involving Jackson's male German Shepherd. Jackson and another woman, who authorities are still searching for, also appear in the bestiality porn. Detectives removed the dog from Jackson's home and are currently taking care of it, according to ABC Phoenix.
They were taking care of it, too.
Yeah, they were
Yes.
taking
His
care
Red
of it.
Rocket was having a grand old time.
Sounds like
God.
that dog got treated better than that chick in that
Yeah.
last story.
Yeah, that's true.
She didn't just clean the bugs up if he got hit.
Jackson was arrested September 3rd after police claim he drugged his girlfriend and branded his initials CJ onto her vaginal area.
Tattooed that ass.
Well, tattooed that VJ. The woman awoke in severe pain in Jackson's bed. She told police that Jackson bragged that he'd done the same thing to other women in the past and explained he did it because, quote, her vagina was his, unquote.
This is mine.
According to court documents obtained by the Phoenix New Times.
Look, it
Wait, he had court documents that said it was his?
Look, it says
No.
right here, it's my vagina.
Police recovered a butane torch and branding tool from Jackson's home in a search, CBS reported earlier this month. Quote, that's pretty crazy and kind of scary, unquote, Brett Schneider, a neighbor, told Fox Phoenix at the time of Jackson's initial arrest. I've lived here next to him for 12 years, and he always seemed like a normal, calm guy. Well, you have a vagina. How you going to know?
When you were a kid, did your parents ever go, look, you're fighting over something with someone, and they go, well, is your name on it? Well, now he's taking care of that issue. His
Exactly.
name is on it. Everybody, you're a good dog. You want it?
Tattooed that ass.
So that's the news you may have missed and the news you may have wanted to miss.
Anything else to discuss before we close this show out for the week?
No?
I think we've covered all the important stuff.
Yes.
We got
Definitely
rules.
learned a lot of things.
Got rules for shopping now. We know not to, don't brand your woman's vagina.
And we finally know what child abuse is.
Yeah.
Finally.
Finally.
And, most of all, if you own it, put your name on it. That way you know.
But not of his vagina and not of your branding it.
As long as she
And
doesn't
don't
know.
and don't eat candy anymore with natural
Yeah,
growth.
don't forget about
anything with
don't-
beaver ass
Don't
secretions.
forget about the anus secretions. All right, let us know what you thought at the podcast at thecavemanmafia.com, facebook.com/cavemanmafia, or at cavemanmafia on Twitter. And remember, speak out, speak pipe. Let us know what's going on with you.